My name is Simon Crawford. I'm owner and operator of JIG Farms here in Walla Walla, Washington. I currently have a couple thousand acres, primarily wheat land, that I farm. It has garbanzo beans, and I do some irrigated ground with some corn and seed crops outside of the corn. As far as weeds go on this farm, we have a lot of the Italian ryegrass. We do have some cereal ryegrass. Downy brome is a big one. Jointed goat grass. Those are all kind of some of the big ones that cause headaches for us. The most resistant one are the Italian ryegrass and the cereal ryegrass. Downy brome still have a little bit of effectiveness on some of our chemicals, but the Italian rye is primarily the most difficult as far as resistance goes on all of our chemicals. We have had a tough time. We are an annual crop, so we're putting in a lot of winter wheat. But I do rotation. We have been doing a rotation to where we can get a spring crop mixed in there every now and again, or usually every third year. Some of my farms, I'm transitioning to doing a spring crop or a spring wheat crop in addition to the spring legume. That gives me a little bit more chance to get us an application of Roundup in the spring, which, like I can with a legume. We do a lot of pre-emergent chemicals that so far still have some good activity on the Italian ryegrass, but as far as the post-emerge, there's not a whole lot there. I do a minimal till to try to get things germinated in the fall before I do plant. Otherwise, the biggest ones are just chemical control of the weeds at this point. Not a lot of tillage, not a lot of chance for tillage. I think like a lot, reduce my wheat seed population. And the bonus side of it is to reduce the volunteer wheat seed population also. Reduce the chances of disease that we get with volunteer wheat. Especially with volunteer wheat, I do expect to see results quickly. I think it's going to be a 4-year process just to get through my rotations before I can start seeing exactly what we accomplished with it. But I do feel that we will start seeing some improvements, especially hopefully on the jointed goat grass, especially where all the borders are. That should be where I see the biggest, or I'm hoping I see the biggest improvements early. Not a ton of changes, other than the noise. It's a lot. There's a lot more noise. I get neighbors that even try to joke with me because this is the first year and there's not a lot of these in the area. But as far as some of the settings in the combine, it's fairly minimal. I haven't had to do a maintenance cycle yet, so I will find out this winter what it entails to go ahead and temporarily remove the machine to do any maintenance on like the sieves or at the rear of the combine on the chopper. So as far as operating, not huge changes other than just the little things to get used to. Moving the tailboards up and down and making sure you have everything in place when you start the season. But as far as settings in the combine, nothing too major. Oh, the darn salesman caught me. The representative for Redekop was in the area and showed it to me. And at first I was reserved on whether or not I wanted to even look at the idea. Last year was a good year, good opportunity to take advantage of getting on board with it. We had a great crop last year, which in turn also gave us a lot of weeds to deal with. So it was kind of one of those things that made you think, if we got all these weeds, maybe we can jump in and try to manage it with this seed mill, since our chemicals are kind of starting to fail us.